This is Pam with Follow Your Brush, and I'm just going to play with something here. This is actually an old painting that I had worked on and kind of given up and set it aside. It's one of those paintings that, one of those reference photos that I keep going back to over and over and over and over, and I'm never satisfied. I don't know how many times I've tried to paint this. But this is totally dry. This is, like I say, this is an older painting, but I'm going to try some new techniques. I have been watching Buffy Kaufman. Her YouTube site is, channel is Watercolor Pour. She does marvelous things with abstracts and getting colors to move and run, but she also has been doing things with stencils, and that was what I wanted to play with this morning. I ordered some online, and the stencils come with all different types of patterns, and you know, according to what you're doing, you can add them to your, you know, come in over your painting somewhere. Now, if you look here, you can see that I was already trying to do some marks with, to make it look like rocks. I was attempting to make it look like rocks and not potatoes, as Steve Mitchell says. But I'm going to try to come back in here and kind of match this up a little bit. And then what she does, she has a really fascinating technique where she comes in with an old toothbrush. Well, actually, you can use an old toothbrush, or this is a bamboo toothbrush that I bought from Amazon that she recommended. It's a bamboo. It's very, very, very soft, and has a nice texture. And what she does is she comes in here and she just kind of places her stencil in somewhere where she wants it to go, and then with a light toothbrush, where's my rag, like this, she'll come in here and just lift. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Now this, like I say, this has been painted a while ago, so I'm not sure how this is going to come out. I am playing. But what I'm wanting to do is get some texture, maybe a rock-like texture underneath. All right, that's it. I'm going to lift this and see what we have. Oh, not bad. Not bad at all. It kind of looks like a turtle. I have a turtle. Let me kind of, this is ink stains on here, but it's not going to hurt anything. This is just my rag. I know that's kind of cool. I like that. That's not bad. Let me take maybe another section over here that's a little smaller and bring it over here into these rocks over here and see if I can't continue a little bit of this pattern. So this is really fun. You know, I'm always experimenting and seeing what I can do. And when I watched her do this, I was like, oh my gosh, this looks really interesting. So let me come in here and try a little bit more. Now, actually, they're not going everywhere. I'm going to overlap here a little bit, maybe. I believe this, whoops, I moved it. I believe this paper is, my Arch is 140-pound cold press, or Arch, as I should say. But I just wanted to come back here and play with some of these stencils and just see what I could do. So let's lift that. I see the paper is peeling a little bit, so maybe this isn't Arch. This Arch doesn't normally do that. If that dries, I can maybe get that off a little bit. All right, well, I'm liking that. gonna let that dry. I'm gonna come in here with another stencil and try something a little different. Let me rinse out my toothbrush. I first heard about Buffy because I'm a member of Angela Fair's community, and she did an interview with her, and she just blew me away. She was just so interesting, and the manner in which she goes about creating, and I just loved it. I want to look at these trees here, and this time I actually might bring in some color as well. This is a actually had filled up this palette and then I forgot what it was, and I had to go back to my paint journals, painter's diary book that I have, where you swatch your colors and post them, and that's where I found out actually what the name, I couldn't remember what palette this was, but they're Mission Gold, and I'm going to use one of my little loosey-goosey, this is just a squirrel dagger, just kind of likes to dance around anyway. So, but what I want to do is I want to come in here and get maybe some more, well actually let's go here first. Get some more of this reflection in the water. And I think I'm going to go with, what did I do with here's my color sheet. Some of these might be really staining. I don't want to do it super dark. I'm thinking, I'm sorry. I'm going to come in here with a little bit of this peacock blue, but I want to do it kind of lightly. I want to do it really lightly, actually. So this is pretty watery. It's beating up on the top because I haven't actually used that but I just want to come in here and just maybe come in here where these stencil marks will allow me, and try to put some pigment in there and see if I can. I don't know if that'll work or not. I might be having it too wet, it might be too dry, might not work at all. But that's why I play. I'm going to kind of bring some of it down into here too in my rocks. But you know, that's why I play. This might actually be too much. All right, let's lift this really quickly. And you know, that's not bad. I'm just going to kind of come in here with my loosey-goosey brush. I like that. I like being able to do that. Let me see if I can come over here too, and just with my brush kind of following that idea. See if I can just kind of add some of that into these areas. This picture actually was taken by my son. They were on vacation in Tennessee, and there's a waterfall that they like to go to. If you're familiar with that area, it's in Tahoma, Tennessee, and there's a waterfall there that they like to go to with the kids every year, and it's just always the pictures have always captivated me. I'm gonna bring this down here because it, and I keep trying and failing and trying and failing, and when my grandkids were here in the springtime, I was showing them some of my failed paintings, and they're like, "Oh, Grandma, that's actually good." And you know, they knew where it was because they were the ones that were there and in the waterfall. And I asked them some of the key words that if they were to say some words that would make them think of this area, what would they be? And they said cold, for one. The water was very cold. And my grandson said another thing that stood out to him was that it was green, very green, and that is in here. Now, I am really coming close to danger zone here of overworking this, and that was not my intention. So I'm just gonna lightly come over some of this stuff. What I wanted to do was play with my stencils and just kind of get some ideas what I could do with those. So these waterfalls, just kind of, some areas were darker. You got to leave the light. So let me just kind of leave that where it's at. Let me go back over here to where I'm just going to come down here and soften this and kind of let this blue, kind of peacock blue, kind of flow down into here. Okay, now let me come back with my stencil again. Let me wipe off what I did before. These are new to me, so I'm just learning how to use them and just playing with them and enjoying the process. I'm going to come back. I want some more tree structure in here. And this stencil kind of looks like it might work. I'm not going to use the whole thing, and I don't want to cover up that I have right there. But there are kind of like tree line. They don't actually go straight up and down. Let me look here. It starts right in here. I don't really want to do all of them. I just want to do a few. So I'm going to come in with some burnt umber, and I am blending it a little bit with that peacock blue that I just used. So we're kind of have some continuity in the color. I'm just going to come in here and maybe give my trees some texture with the stencil. I do not have my stencil taped down, which maybe I should. I don't know. I'll learn as I go. Right now I'm just playing. That's what I do most of the time, is I just play. But I'm just trying to find ways to bring some excitement and texture to my paintings in new ways that I haven't perhaps thought of before. So this is one that I thought was quite interesting, and I wanted to try it. So I'm coming in here, like I said, with my raw umber and that blue, and see if we can't get some tree shapes coming up here on the side of this cliff. Actually, the trees in the actual picture were quite large, and the kids were standing underneath them. But right now I'm just I already have some trees painted, and I just want to kind of come back and maybe see if these stencils can give me some just some extra oomph, whatever, to my painting. I don't know if I'm getting in between or if I'm actually just painting my stencil. All right, 1, 2, 3, let's take it off. Oh, now I like that. I do like that. I do like that. I'll put it here on my towel. And then now I'm going to come back in here and let's try to, with my loosey goose. Actually, this is a squirrel. It was advertised as a dagger brush. I got it online many, many years ago. This is a set of 3. I don't even remember the name of the company. But I like what the stencil's doing for me. just kind of add to that here. Now, of course, this is not meant to be exact replica of the painting. I mean of the picture. Gave up on that a long time ago. So this is very abstract, but I thought that the stencils might help guide me in that, in my attempt to get there. So taking an old picture, trying to make it new a little bit, and I just play. And I like what the stencils did for me here. I actually probably could do more, but you know, like I said, I'm just learning, and so I'm gonna just kind of go with what I have here right at the moment. I do want to bring up some more of these branches here, these tree branches here. I'm gonna leave it like that though. I like that. I'm gonna just lightly go over some of this foreground here, because my rocks don't totally need to be outlined like that. I'm liking this peacock blue and raw umber is making a nice neutral for me, I think. This is just water, no color on this one. Okay, and then later I might come back over with my rock stencil and then maybe put some more, or I might just do this. And some greenery in there. I'm liking that. Now look how much livelier this looks on this side than this side. In my opinion, this has really helped. Just gonna come in here and do some dark lines, because and also this squirrel hair brush helps a lot, because it just kind of lends itself to being just kind of dances around. So this is without stencil. This is just me playing. And this is with the stencil. I like that. Could use some more stencil over here, don't you think? All right, I really liked what it was doing. Still have some color on that. Going to kind of clean some of that off on my paper towel. My paper towel is also bamboo, actually. I get these from Grove & Company, and they're very, very strong. You can even wash them and reuse them. Bamboo. And they make for a great sidekick when you're painting. So let me come in on this side too. I want to do some more of these. I like that a lot. And this time, I'm going to come further down, because the actually the trees in the painting, or the picture in the reference photo, did come down further. I'm going to get some more of this burnt umber and my peacock blue. I like that. It's a nice dark. Try to come in here to where my stencil is and get some more tree shapes here. I'm not going straight up and down, because actually the trees were not straight up and down. I actually don't know a whole lot of trees that, in my yard anyway, that do go straight up and down. They don't. They go all different directions. I found the trees in my yard. If you watched one of my other videos, I said my yard is brought to you by the letter Y on Sesame Street, because they just go they have the Y shape. It's very prominent in my yard. Okay, I've got those done. Let me come over here and see if I can get some more done. I really like this combination of the peacock blue and the raw umber. It makes such a nice neutral. Come in here and get some more of that in there. These are reusable stencils. I got them on Amazon. Recommended by, like I say, by Buffy Kaufman, Watercolor Pour. She does so many cool things. She does a lot of things all at once. I can only handle one thing at a time. I can't get too experimental too fast. It'll backfire on me. All right, are you ready? 1, 2, 3, lift. Ooh, I like it. I like it. Now, this may not be your cup of tea, but you know what? I really like this. I really, really like this. Let me come and soften some of these edges. I like soft edges, but I also like what this is doing here. I really, really do. Really, really do. Oof. I like that. I really like that. I can't tell you how much. Now, if you know me, I love to explore, and I want to do a little bit more here, actually. Let me come down. The trees actually come out this direction as well. And they get a little bit lighter, so I'm going to come in here to my Hooker's green, and I'm going to add some of that to my mixture that I have already. It's still a little bit dark. I do want it lighter. Let me come back in and see if I can lighten that a little bit. Go in with some sap green. Let me see if I can get some sap green in here, because that was one of the things that my grandson said was things were green. He remembered it being very green, and that was not only in the trees, but in the foliage up there. And I've got another stencil we'll probably put up there. So I'm going to add some green here. Yeah, that's good. And let me bring it up a little bit and add a little bit more. You know, at first when you try something new, if you're like me anyway, you're kind of timid. And I'm trying to be careful, and I don't really know why, because I'm just playing, and this is an old piece of paper. It's an old painting that was sitting here and would not have been used otherwise. So I don't know why I'm being so timid. There's no reason to be. Come back into some of my peacock green and raw umber. I like that combo. Let's get some more of these trees coming over. Yeah, I like that. I really do like that. There are times that I just don't like to follow the rules. Just kind of let this dance across the page. And now a lot of these, what I already had in here, as you can see, were my light colors. I like how that's drying. And this was kind of green in here, because the branches were kind of coming over. Just a few little dark branches. And let me see, just kind of come back and touch some of this up. Let that dry. And so this has just really been something I've been wanting to do, and it's just a matter of finding the time to come back here and do it in my studio. I like that. I like it. I do want this area to have a little more. Let's do some green and the peacock blue. Add some more water to that. It's not light enough. Let me add some yellow, because some of these highlights are actually quite bright in here. I'm just going to drop these colors in and let them run. Just let it run. So this is a little bit of my lemon yellow, a little bit of my sap green, and I am going to dip into this other mixture over here with the so this is fun, and I'm not even paying attention to time. Probably should, but I'm not. So the only place that I really don't have any of this extra yellowy green is like right in here. So I'm going to kind of connect this and just add like a layer on top of this. That's a little bit too green. Let me come back in here with some of my darks. It is darker up here because that's, now see, I don't want to start thinking too literally. I was wanting to try to keep this a little more subjective or abstract. So I don't want to ruin it by thinking. That's what I'm saying. Yes, I'm good at that. I'm good at doing that. Let me get some of this green in here too, because there was a lot of green on this side where the light was shining. Just kind of do a wash here of glaze over this. But you can still see where the rock stencil was. Come back with a little bit of peacock blue. Just in a couple spaces to kind of get the idea of the water. It is wet on wet here, and I actually like that because it gives me the idea that it's kind of spreading down. I love these little brushes. Because they just kind of do what they want. And that, you know what, with that, I am just going to come in here and let the water take me away in that waterfall. Some of that peacock blue. Let it run down. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed that. I know I did. Going to add some peacock blue. I just, you know, I just can't stop myself. This was a little darker in here. And so this is just straight peacock blue I'm doing here. But you see, you can still see, even as I glaze over this with that peacock blue, you can still see the little marks of the rocks down here as well. They're still there. Just gonna let this come down here because this is kind of where it pooled down at the bottom. And this probably is one of the most favorite ones I've done. Amazing. I just think too hard But when I try to just play, I like the results better. I'm going to leave it at that. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to come back in here with some of this peacock blue, because some of this was darker. I know a peacock blue tree, but here's the deal. I'm adding it over the raw umber and the peacock blue that I already did. And so I think it makes a nice tree, and this kind of dances around, so it gives me a nice dark without actually yeah, I like that. Let me connect just a spot down in here with my peacock blue. Just want the eye to be able to travel through. And let's bring it down a little bit. Add some more umber. This side of the picture was very dark. All right, I'm going to stop there because I'm afraid I'm going to mess it up. But there you go, playing with some stencils and bamboo toothbrush and my little squirrely brush here that just kind of likes to play and have fun. Stencils, and yeah, that was fun. Thanks for watching. This is Pam. I didn't even introduce myself. I just got right into it. Pam with Follow Your Brush. Hope you enjoyed this. And zoom in a little bit so you can see it a little better. And hold it up a little bit so we can get the light off of it. Oops. Maybe there's no glare there. See what you think of that. It's still wet. It's going to dry a little differently, but I had fun with those stencils. Let's run it a little bit. I'll let it run and do its thing. And thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks. Have fun today. Bye.